Alright, so we're going to review the parts of the ocean floor. Basically, this is a little bit of trickery and a whole lot of memorization to learn these parts. So you just need to study and review until you know them, and then it'll be really easy. Okay, so here's the ocean floor. You start out with the Continental Shelf, Continental Slope, Continental Rise, Abyssal Plain, Ocean Trench, Abyssal Plain, Seamount. Alright, so the first part is the Continental Shelf. It begins at the shoreline and gently slopes underwater to an average depth of about 430 feet. If you were to go to the beach, this is where you would play, and it's covered with thick layers of sediment. And a reminder that sediment is sand, mud, rocks, and organic material. Okay, so the continental shelf is attached to the continent. Then you have the continental slope. Now, the continental slope begins at the edge of the continental shelf, and it plunges down to depths of over 2 miles deep, and it's covered with thick layers of sediment. Sediment, again, is that sand, mud, rock, and organic material. And organic material, reminder, is plant and animal remains. So your continental shelf is attached to the continent. It's a gentle slope, okay, to about 400 feet. And then all of a sudden you get this huge drop off. That's the continental slope. It's a slope, steep drop off. And that goes down to over 2 miles deep. And it's all covered with sediment. Alright, then you have this continental rise. And this is a gentle sloping area that connects the steep walls of the continental slope with the flat abyssal plain, or the ocean floor. It's covered with, you guessed it, thick layers of sediment, sand, mud, rocks, and organic material, dead stuff. Okay, so you have your continental shelf, which is gently sloping. Then you have a steep slope, which is your continental slope. And then you have a continental rise, which is another gentle slope. And then at the very bottom, you're going to have your abyssal plain. The abyssal plain, the word plain should kind of give it away. Plain, like the Great Plains. It's a flat area of ocean floor covered with sediment, sand, mud, rocks, organic material, aka dead stuff. Okay. If you're not noticing a theme here, the theme is all of this is covered with sediment. It's covered with sand, mud, rock, and organic material. Okay, so you have water coming off of the continent. It is allowing all of this sediment to gather up. You have this gentle slope here, sediments going here, and then falls down. You have a huge gathering of sediment here. I'm sure this was once a lot steeper, and then it's gathered sediment, gathered sediment, gathered sediment, until it's a lot less steep. And this is your continental rise. And then, of course, the flat areas in the ocean is the abyssal plain. All of this is covered by sediment, sand, mud, rocks, organic material. Alright, for some reason, every year, everybody understands an ocean trench. An ocean trench is a very deep area in the ocean, very similar to canyons on land. The deepest one is the Marianas Trench, which is located in the Pacific Ocean. Ocean trenches are just like canyons on land. Okay. Nothing super secretive here. Oh, and if you didn't guess, it's covered with sediment, sand, mud, rocks, organic material. And if you already knew that, give yourself a high five. Alright, a seamount, if you can't figure it out with the word mountain there, seamounts are undersea mountains that are formed by erupting volcanoes. Yeah, the word mount on there and sea kind of, it's like context clues. Alright, so seamount is a undersea mountain. Yeah, and remember, when they get tall enough and they reach out of the ocean, then poof, they magically change from seamounts to islands, like the Hawaiian Islands. And yes, they are covered with sediment, sand, rock, mud, and organic material. Alright, you know what to do. You are to review this material until you know it, and have a great day.